Welcome to the stream, everybody. How you doing? Sid, obviously. Everybody knows that. Hello, Dreamy. Good to see you. How you doing, Shenanigans? Well done. Good answer. Dancing leads directly to debauchery. No middle ground. You do one move, boom, straight into debauchery. Everybody knows that. Hey, sis pineapple. When did we get the ninja shuffle? That was the ninja shuffle. We should. That's exactly it. We should call it that. That should be the ninja shuffle. I like that. I like that name. I bet it's out there. I bet if you Google the ninja shuffle, somebody has come up with that, man. Yeah, there you go. That's too funny. Welcome to Weird Wednesday, by the way. I'm glad you guys are here. Doing okay? Tired today? I mean, the terrible dancer thing. I mean, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You're a terrible dancer because you don't dance, or you don't dance because you're a terrible dancer. Which is it? I've been resetting my clock, not quite Jate style, like not that bad. When Jate resets his clock, he stays up for like 49 hours. When I reset my clock, I go to bed at 11 instead of 12. Hunter can dance? Who does he dance with? Or just by himself in the shower? just all you hear is thump, 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 squeak, squeak, thump, thump, squeak. That's what I'm picturing anyway. I did a dumb thing today. I'll show you guys. I accidentally hit the reset button on my Stream Deck. Like, I legit deleted all of my commands, and I'm like, no. Like, what happened? It was so bad. I was looking right at it. It had all the things, and I reset it all. I reset them so that they were easier to use and easier to see. And then there was 2 pages. I'm like, I got it down to 1 page. I'm going to delete page 2. Turns out all of them were on page 2. All of them were on page 2, which means I deleted everything, which is fine. We'll figure it out. Honestly, this Stream Deck doesn't do much. Either I don't know what I'm doing, which fair, or it's just that, you know, I don't need it because I have a mouse. I use 2 computers. It's really not that big a deal. So we're gonna jump into, we don't have any weird pictures today because apparently nothing weird happened on the internet for like the last week. Has everything gone normal? Have we all gotten normal? That's no good. Makes a nice ornament. Honestly, I'm like, if I sell it, I can get $100 for it. It really doesn't do much. I use 2 buttons. I use the automatic white balance button, and I use the turn off the Lumia button. That's it. The rest I can do myself. But how's Hump Day? How's Wednesday for you doing? You on the way up or you on the way down? What's going on here? The world got normal. Then we're screwed. Well, we were talking about that yesterday. Like, what is normal? And there's no such thing as normal. But like, honestly, there was nothing strange. Okay, that's not quite true. I have 4 pictures that I'm going to be showing, but that's not nearly enough. But I did stumble across a really good weird game that I think is it fits the bill. What do you mean? I'm right here. Well, Shenanigans, in answer to your question, I managed to mess up my schedule. My timing was off, and I ended up not putting a go live out. I didn't get it. You know, I spent way too much time looking for this. Like that background, that's 45 minutes of my morning because I thought it would be funny. Like, I was looking for some kind of like funny animation, funny, you know, goofy thing, and all the animations I found that were weird also had like gross stuff in them, so I'm not gonna do that. So I went looking for like something funny, and I'm like, was it worth it? At least if it was worth it, I'll take it. I'm gonna try doing that more. Find some free loops and putting it in there and see what I can see. Worth the 40? Was it worth the 45 minutes, Mexico? All right. Thank you, my friend.
Worth the 45 minutes.
There you go. Hey, I haven't seen you around. How you doing there, Mexico? What's going on, bud? I know you moved islands. Are you still on Planet Taco? Are you still hanging out there? Are you still doing cool builds? And how are you feeling? How's life down where you are? Ransom, how are you? Hello to everybody, all 5 people. Yeah, I know. Here, I'll hover over my viewer count and I'll tell you what it is. It is 5. Yeah, there you go. That's it. So it's actually hello you and four others. Well, I got a few things going against me this morning, and that is, you know, because I didn't put out the go live properly, as in like I didn't put it on Twitter properly and whatnot. Plus, yesterday was such a big day that often, and I don't know, this is just me. Often the day after like a big stream where we hit 40 viewers at one point, people just, you know, drop off, and then the other one is like, I'm pretty sure it's just you can only take so much Christian Ninja, and then you gotta peter it off. You know what I mean? You gotta dial it back. Distracted by Hogwarts? You doing Hogwarts? So I was watching Chovy play Hogwarts, and it looked fun. I've seen a few people play it. It doesn't look fun enough that I want to try it. And I'll tell you, I'm a Harry Potter guy. I watched all the movies. We used to watch them like every Advent for Christmas. Like, we'd watch all the Harry Potter movies in a row. We did it for like 7 years. So I know tons about Harry Potter. I really liked it. But you know, I look at the game and I have no draw towards it. Nothing that makes me want to go to it. But I'm glad it's popular. I'm glad people are liking it. Whatever. You can have it. I'm okay with that. More character freedom. Well, I hear there's like what I've seen is that there's like a million cutscenes. Like, it feels like it is a movie, you know? Why is it so quiet? I have it maxed out on my there we go. But it's very movie, very pretty. I mean, it looks really cool. So I've got a game tester upstairs, and so the wholesome owl, who what I'll do is I'll be like, go play this game, and then tell me what it's like. And so yesterday he went and played Control, and I'm like, I want to see what that's like. Tell me if it's any good. And he says it's pretty good, so we'll have to put that into the mix. But we're gonna start Breath of the Wild. I was gonna start Breath of the Wild today, but I didn't get around to like setting up the capture stuff, and so I'm like, can't do that yet. So I'm glad, because there was a really weird game that I remember seeing a long time ago. Went back into my YouTube history, scrolled through, tried to find it, and then boom, there it was. And I'm like, yes, I found it just before streams, installed it. It was slow, or it was a small download, and off we go. It should be interesting. I think you guys are gonna like it. And I am going deaf. Dude, Breath of the Wild, I mean, it literally is the best. I think it might be the best game ever made. Like, really, it's easy to play, but challenging. It has, you can vibe in it. Like, how many games are out there that you can legit just vibe? Like, you just drive around. I was talking to, who was I talking to? What was her name? Magpie, and she said sometimes she'll jump on Breath of the Wild and just ride her motorcycle for like an hour, or ride a horse in a big circle and just look at the scenery. And I'm like, that's a special game. How many games are like that? There's some very pretty games out there, but how many people load them up just to wander around? There's a bajillion side quests. There's like a million things to do. There's, you know, just it's a really good game. I'm gonna try playing Breath of the Wild. We're gonna start over. And what's neat about Breath of the Wild for me, anyway, is that I know how to play it. I've played Breath of the Wild like a quarter of the way through, like 3 times. So I know how to do it. I know how to aim, and I know how to use the the materials. I know what the story is. I know where to go. Like, not totally know the map, but I know the map pretty okay. So it's going to be good. It'll be fun. My only worry is that it's going to take a really long, because it's a super long game, right? I mean, unless you do a speed run. You ever seen a Breath of the Wild speed run, by the way? Holy mackerel. They're really fast. And the hacks that you can do, like they can like beat Breath of the Wild in like 4 or 5 minutes or something. Maybe, no, maybe not. Maybe it's 10. I can't remember, because you have to sit through a couple cutscenes. But it's crazy fast. And we're going to play Genshin. We're going to try Genshin at some point, because we got to get back into the story. I am curious about how the story goes, and I promised I'd story with you guys. Although Pineapple says that I'm way ahead of her, which is surprising, because you play more than I do. Have you caught up to where I am in the story yet? Speedrun, they don't just miss so much. They literally just like skip it all. If you watch a Breath of the Wild speedrun, they use a couple hacks. One of them is that you can phase through a wall of one of the shrines and just go get what you want without actually having to wait for the cutscene. And then they use like this physics bounce glitch where you can shoot an enemy while shield jumping and then shoot yourself into the sky and go land over like literally next to the castle, right? It's crazy. It's so many glitches. One sec. My tummy's doing the fluttery thing and I'm not happy with it. You got 2 more characters last night? Yeah, I should play more. I figured out a couple things. So to make my life a little easier. The first is that I actually have figured out a good VOD upload model, which has 2 benefits. One is that it's easy for me to do, like it only takes a little bit of editing. Thank you for the sub, by the way. Did I not say thank you for the sub? Thank you for the sub, Mexico. I really appreciate you doing that, buddy. That means a lot. And so that's one. Like I can just take the VOD plunk it into the video and then it works, and I can just edit a little bit and it's good. And the second one is it's easy for you guys to maneuver, because if you go to the VOD, YouTube has like a skip function. You can just skip to the Devo, skip to the question of the day, skip to the game, and it works good. I think it's great. I get no hits on them because I'm not promoting them, because I load them up and I'm just like, do other things. That's okay. We're gonna jump into the Devo soon, and that'll kill chat anyway. It's wild to me that let me think. If I put together a thought. No, it's gone. I thought I had something in my brain and now it's disappeared. Maybe we should just start Devo. Get it over with. Got a new Hydro and Crypto character. Crypto? Cryo. Both seem better than the originals. Yeah, Cryo. Dude, I'm waiting for it, man. Yo, Jones, what up, my dude? You got the stragglers coming in. We got King and we got Jones coming in. That's great. See, we don't have quantity, but we have quality. Shenanigans. That's what matters. How you doing, bud? How's life? We are I'm doing my best. Like, honestly, I swear I've got, what'd you guys call it yesterday? You called it brain fog, right? Like, I've got something wrong up here where I am unable to form sentences for like the last week or two, and it's really hard. Like, I was playing Dutch Blitz, and you're gonna play, I don't know if you guys play Dutch Blitz, and it's basically like a matching solitaire game. And I'm sitting there holding my deck, and I'm looking at the cards and looking up at the cards, and I'm watching my kids go boom, 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 and I'm like, and then I lose. It's like there's something like preventing my brain, and it could be fatigue, it could be stress, it could just be I'm old now, could be medication. I have no idea, but my brain feels like it is running at about 30% efficiency right now. But what's DJ's coming. Hi DJ, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you? Thank you for coming in, DJ Layden. Welcome to the stream. How was your stream? What were you up to? Did we get a shout out for that guy? Hey, that's a sick emote. What's that one? Oh, that's cool. It's a raid emote. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Are those yours? Is that your flavor of emote? It is. That's cool. Those are nice. Wow, that's a heck of a handle on that emote, though. DJ337, DJ Eldrade. You should dial that back a little bit. What's going on, man? What were you doing in your stream? What's going on? We just started. I was just about to jump into the Devo, so you came sliding in at the perfect time. Glad you guys are here. If we don't have a mod in chat, I will shout you out myself. Shout out. Oh no, we did it. Hey, we did it. Well done. Thank you. You did, but it didn't work. Maybe everything's a little slow. Maybe that's it. Let's blame the fact that Twitch doesn't work on the fact that I don't have anybody. I don't have my normal numbers. Let's go with that. Can we say that? It's Twitch's fault. It's always Twitch's fault. Discovery, man. Something about discovery. What were you doing? Oh, dude, my daughter, she's got a couple chill games. DJ, she's got Power Wash Simulator. She's got Townscaper. She's got Spiritfarer. Like games that are legitimately like just kind of like just chill, make you feel good about yourself. Play, and so it's kind of fun that you were on Power Wash Simulator, because you know, like, it's one of those games that you have to have conversations with. You have to have something else going on because the gameplay isn't like engaging. It's just kind of there in the background. So what do you do when you're playing the game? Like, do you have a topic of conversation, or do you just chat away, or is it, or are you able to talk about the game? Stream Elements is booked annual leave. Stream Elements is having problems? Oh, interesting. Wonder if all my stuff works. Let's find out. We'll do this one.
This is party time.
Yep, that works. Okay. That wasn't dancing. That was creative movement. Very different. Nope, creative movement. I'm a Baptist. I don't dance. The best you're going to get out of me is creative movement. You know I'm dancing when I bite my lip. This here, right there, that's my move. Patent pending. Baptist Unite, yeah, yo. All right, tell you what, we're gonna jump into the Devo. Let's go. No dance party, no. Just usually chat while playing the game. That's cool. I mean, that's the way to do it. I'm a big fan of chatting with the games. Like the game I was playing recently is a puzzle game, and I'm terrible at it. Like, I'm not beating the puzzles. It's not working. So I would do the same level 30 minutes in a row. And because I'm, you have to have something to talk about, or you're just going to kill everything. So I'm like, I think I'm going to give up. Honestly, I've talked about how, I need to play through a game and whatnot, but I think I'm going to give up. There's two reasons for that. One is because I'm terrible at it. I'm not passing the 5th level ever. And the second one is because as soon as I found out the story is going to require me to read like 36 emails out loud to find out the story, I'm like, no, I don't need to know that bad. We'll just jump into Breath of the Wild and call it done. Jaw Jazz, is that what that is? I heard something. Oh, it's called Filament. It's called Filament, Jones. And it's neat. I think if you were just kind of by yourself, chilling at home on the couch, like sitting back, because it's a game you can play like this. You can play the whole game with one hand, just thumb and trigger. That's it. You don't even have to use both hands. And it's cute. It's got a little robot, got a cool little background music and whatnot. So it's not bad. It's just I'm apparently really crappy at the last levels. Is it really that engrossing? It really is, eh? That's what I've heard, is that it's like super zen. Like you can get right into it, and you can just like zone out. The game I wanted to try was Townscaper, which is apparently, there are two things about Townscaper that I like. One is that it's like you don't build, it's not Sim City. So it's not like you have to build a town. You just kind of click and drag and a town emerges as you do whatever. And the second thing is that there's a VR version, which means you can like hover over the waters literally and cause creations and towns to come out of your hands, which I think is kind of neat. Game has, oh really? No, I'm googling that immediately. Is that true? Oh, I tried to use my Stream Deck, which is not working because I broke it. Power Wash Simulator, Tomb Raider. What are you washing in the Tomb Raider? I guess a tomb. Okay, well there you go. Okay, you're washing a tomb. I mean, I like it's kind of fun the being able to be in an environment that you're not playing the game in, like that people imported, like if you're like when you're in Mario Kart and you're like driving through Princess Castle or something like that, whereas like it's you're in the environment but in a different way. That's always fun. I think that's really, really neat. That was the second choice for me for going for games, right? Breath of the Wild was number one, and then Tomb Raider was the next one, because the Tomb Raider, I played the first one, like the Tomb Raider, it's not Rise, I think it's just called Tomb Raider. Then it's Rise, and then it's Shadow, right? Or Shadow and then Rise. And then I'm like, because those two are really good, and you can get some crazy cool mods. You can get some neat like engagement stuff. I'm trying to find games that are Twitch compatible. They're hard though. It's hard to find games that are Twitch compatible, because yes, you can do like Choice Chamber, and you can do marbles or whatever. That's kind of like a little bit engaging, but there are some AAA games, there's some really, really good games out there that are engaging and have plot and all the rest of that stuff that Twitch can do things to. You can just like make things happen, or take away my hearts, or give me stuff. And I think it'd be really neat to be playing a game like that, and you guys can help. I tried my best to make Breath of the Wild like that. So Breath of the Wild, you can do Twitch engagement through crowd control. Crowd control lets you you can make a boss come, you can give me the manifest a boss, you can take you can give me food, you can make me drop my sword, like things like that. And so it's but it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because you had to back up the version of whatever the gameplay was, the what do they call it? Emulator. You had to back up the version of the emulator to like version 2. So it was broken from the start. Yeah, no, who would put the collab of Tomb Raider and Power Wash Simulator together? But hey, look at what Fortnite's doing, right? Like Fortnite is putting together everything. Everything is everything now. Warhammer 40K has some Twitch integrations. Does it really? I saw that. I could actually play that using one of my free game passes. Warhammer 40K Twitch integration. That could be fun. Twitch integration? Question mark? Ribbon Tide had it. Can't say about this one. Man, that's so helpful. I love it when people go into an FAQ forum or answer questions and their answer to the question is, I don't know. Like they took the time to log in, to type out their little thing, to send it in, and it's, I don't know. Why did you say anything then? Plate Up has been pretty much finished its trend, but it had decent engagement. Plate Up, I haven't even heard of that one. That's cool. Really? I've never even heard of that. I tried Readventure, and it was kind of neat, but it was super broken. Hi, dear Tam. You didn't miss much. I haven't done anything yet. Played with the idea of writing a custom Minecraft integrator that would summon mobs. Oh, dude, it's already out. It's easy. It's already done. Just look for what's called Twitch spawn, and it's done. It's so good. I used it, and Twitch chat loved it. And there's a few things you can do. It's so easy to manipulate. You can change all the bits. You can change all the stuff really super easy in the background. You don't have to know programming or nothing. And then if you know a little bit of Minecraft, like what to do, you can use command blocks to like generate special structures. So if someone, you know, subs, you can give them a little castle, or if someone, you know, like whatever, they can buy like a shield or put you in a box and things like that. So it's pretty rad. It's really, really cool. If you want to learn more and you want me to send you what I know, I will totally do that. Yeah, it's version limited. You're right. I think it's 1.19.1. I think. Could be 1.18. Overlord Simulator mode. That's awesome. Let's jump into the Devo, and then we'll get through that. We don't have much to say about this today's Devo. Like, it's pretty straightforward. So we're just gonna kind of run with it. Bounding my projects? What is bounding my projects? I don't know what that means. Bounding. I would a wrapper that works with any version. Oh, yeah, okay. That's cool. That's hard though. Especially since they make so many changes. You guys know that, like, what do they call, archaeology? Archaeology's coming to the next update? That's crazy. It's so fundamentally gonna change how you play Minecraft, because like Minecraft is, you know, grind, build. But the moment you have to stop, look at a rock and be like, sweep for like a solid minute, that's a totally different experience to me. Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. Gotta prep for bed. All right, man, appreciate it. I hear you. Gotta prep for bed. I know that feeling. I gotta go get ready for bed, otherwise I won't. Okay, let me pray, and then we'll jump into the Devo. God, thank you for your love, and thank you for your care. Thank you for forgiveness, and for all those who are in chat today. Thanks for your word that guides, and for your guidance in our life. Help us to follow you. In Jesus' name, amen. So today's verse, exclamation point Devo, or exclamation point verse of day, VOD. VOD. And then you'll get the verse of the day. The verse of the day today is actually from Numbers chapter 9, verse 23, which is the story. It comes at the end of the story of when it talks about how when Israel was in the desert, Israel was wandering the desert, or Israel was moving, you know, to where they were supposed to be going. They followed a pillar of cloud, you know, a pillar of fire at night, pillar of cloud during the day, kind of thing. It's a story it's such a wild thing to read, because you see God's direct interaction, right? You see him on the tabernacle, showing up and manifesting in a real way, like in a pillar that there's no question that they can see. It's always wild to me how in the beginning of sort of the birth of the nation of Israel, as they, you know, they're really taking over the land and they're coming together and they're getting the law and whatnot, how manifested, how engaged God really was. Like he showed up in miracles, he showed up in power. There was, earthquakes and fire and direct communication with Moses, and then during the day they were able to look up and see an actual, like, something to follow. You were following actual God. Like, it wasn't just like, I wonder where God wants me to go. I wonder what I'm supposed to do today. I wonder where God's leading me this day. I need to be sensitive. You just look up and you're like, he wants us to go that way, and you go, right? Is it broken? Dream Elements broken? Neat. Okay. Well, then we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll look in the actual Bible. Num 9:23. All right, there you go. That's so funny. I mean, it's never perfect, right? There's always something that goes goofy. So Numbers 9:23, if you remember, yeah. Thank you for the lurk. Hey, there's one. Oh, I think we're it's coming. We're seeing commands come through. See the cloud covering the tabernacle. On the day that the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of testimony, and at evening it was over the tabernacle like appearance of fire until morning. So it was always, the cloud covered it by day and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud lifted from over the tent, after that the people of Israel set out, and in the place where the cloud settled down, there the people of Israel camped. At the command of the Lord, people set out, and at the command of the Lord they camped. And that's the end of the story. We get to our verse today, and it says, at the command of the Lord they camped, and at the command of the Lord they set out. They kept the charge of the Lord at the command of the Lord by Moses. And what you see in this verse is, I think there's a few things that we can kind of devotionally pull out of this, and that is that God is directly engaged with his people. Like, there is such a love, a leadership, a fatherly, follow me, I'll take care of you, trust me, I know where I'm going kind of thing. And then Israel as children, Israel as his, the followers, Israel has his kingdom, they're picking up and they're following along with him. And if you read later, what you'll see is that there's actually, like, there are times where they don't go, right? They're late, or they're slow, or whatever like that, and it actually works against them, right? This idea of God will take care of you, follow him, he'll make it real obvious. But the moment they don't follow, all of a sudden, things are going sideways. I think in our life, when we think through our own sort of life, wouldn't it be nice if, kind of thing, wouldn't it be nice if we had direct knowledge of exactly what God wanted, that we'd be able to look out and see, the thing we're supposed to do is, glowing, or the job we're supposed to have, it's so obvious. But that's not really how God works anymore. But I think, like, devotionally speaking, and like from the sort of the applicable side of things, it's what I take away from it is just the reminder that God really does lead our lives. God is engaged with us. Like, we want him to be more obvious. We want him to be, like, make it absolutely clear, absolutely crystal clear what I'm supposed to do. But he's not disengaged, right? He doesn't say, follow me, and then doesn't tell us where to go. He's given us everything that is necessary for how to live in this world, how to be married, how to have relationships, what kind of person you should be, how to take care of the poor, what God's priorities are, what's going to happen in the future, how salvation works, how you're supposed to worship, like all the really big important stuff. God has been very clear, right? He's been very clear about exactly what we're supposed to do. I think someone said one time, like, God has already revealed 95% of his will in scripture. And if you follow that, you're going to do fine. The old sort of church fathers, they talked about the ordinary means of grace, and the ordinary means of grace are basically the standard things that Christians have done forever, right? Pray, read the Bible, go to church, serve people, have communion, get baptized, confess your sins to each other. All those normal things. If you do those, you will discover, you will be following God's word. And I think for us, that pillar of cloud, that pillar of fire, that we want, the one that we're longing for, more specific direction, it comes through the revelation of us being willing to submit to the process of how spiritual growth works in Christianity. It's if you show up, or sorry, if you're saved and you're like, what does God want me to do? You can talk to an elder, talk to a pastor, open up the Bible, study it yourself, and learn what God wants you to do. Repent and be baptized. That's the first one. Join a church, and then go take care of others. Have confess your sins, try to seek holiness, mortify the sin in your life, serve people, how to take care, how to deal with your enemies, what you're supposed to do with your strengths and talents. Like, it's all in there if you're willing to go look. But the other 5%, that's what people get so caught up on. What is the exact person I'm supposed to marry? What's the exact job I'm supposed to have? Where's the exact place I'm supposed to live? I want specifics. But I'm convinced that if you work through the ordinary means of grace, you work through the daily Devo, say your prayers, confess your sins, seek God, submit to godly authority, that God will lead you almost as obviously as that pillar of fire, pillar of cloud. For me, there was somebody said yesterday, like, I was telling my story, I blasted through my story, exclamation point my story, if you want to know what it is. And I kind of blasted through like a Cole's Notes version of it. And I got to the part where, God was very specific about me launching this ministry. And I said, it was like a Balaam's donkey moment where he legitimately made it so clear this is where he wanted me. And he wanted me to do this full time and trust him for the finances. And someone in chat said, I wish God to be that obvious with me. And I wish what I would have said there was, you can know with confidence where God wants you to be if you're willing to submit yourself to his process, right? Because there's a good chance he's already revealed himself, what he wants you to do. You've already felt the conviction of what you're supposed to do. There are things that you've been called to do that you might not be doing, or things that are already in your life that he's trying to work through that either you're not doing or aren't done yet. And as you work through those things, you'll gain more insight, you'll gain more revelation, you'll be able to figure out where you're supposed to be going. Most of the time, what happens is that God says, okay, what I want you to do is, and he gives you this, I want you to give up that sin, or I want you to submit to this person, or I want you to get out of debt, or I want you to start taking care of your body, or I want you to forgive these people. I want you to start living humbly. I want you to go change your job, because you're, it's too much. Like, the things you don't want to do, things that will reveal, allow you to be free to be able to serve him. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Art, I think I saw Art in there. My Streamlabs is freaking out, so I won't get the alert for quite some time, but thank you for the follow. He'll ask you to do something that you don't want to do, or something hard, or something that's supposed to free you up, right, to be able to do this, and you don't. So if Jesus said, right, if you're not faithful in the small things, God will not, how can you be faithful in the big things? You're not going to get the big revelation, the big story, the big job, or the big ministry, or the big thing that you want to do, this revelatory whole mission for your life thing, until you're faithful in the small stuff, right? Which is good. It's actually a gift from God, because if God were to give you what you wanted, like say you went to God and you said, I want to know what you want me to do. Who do you want me to marry? Or what's the job you want me to do? Or what's the mission for my life? And he said, well, you're not ready for it, but here, bleh. He told you, when you stepped into that big thing, the big responsibility, or the big job, you would not be prepared. It would overwhelm you. You'd freak out, and you'd do something wrong, right? You'd wouldn't be able to accomplish it, because you haven't done the heart prep, the spirit prep, the mind prep, the life prep, to be able to get you to the place where you can actually do it. It's a gift of God to not give you the big picture yet. I mean, even even Israel, when we were talking about, like that pillar of fire, pillar of smoke, he didn't tell them where they were going. He's not like, then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, then we're going to go here, and give them the whole plan. It was just, when I get up and go, you follow. That's what you need to know, right? So I think I can ask the question, I'll throw it out to you guys and just simply say, are you looking for God's specific will in your life? Are you looking for something to know that you wish that God would tell you, or something that you wish God would show up and give you, or some kind of big thing that you want from God in order to understand and to put to rest all the doubts and fears and whatever inside of you? And if you are looking for that, is it possible that God's already revealed a small thing or a smaller thing or something that's going on in your life and heart that he wants you to do that you're refusing to do? Something difficult, or something that's going to cost you, or something that's going to make you uncomfortable. And because he's asked you to do that, you're trying to negotiate and say, well, I don't want to do that until you promise me I get the big thing, right? I'll do the obedience if I get the reward. I'll do the with denial if you give me the big thing, right? Is that happening to anybody right now? I think it'd be worthy of a conversation. But let me pray, and then I'm going to jump into chat, and then we'll keep the conversation going. God, obedience isn't easy, and I know that in my life there are times where I'm not obedient. There are times I'm selfish and stupid and short-sighted, and I presume upon your grace, and I bring guilt upon myself and add more suffering to the cross. It's true. And I think we all do that, and we all want to follow you because, the people who are Christian, we love you. We want to be yours. We want to do what you want us to do. But we often don't want to do the prep. We don't want to do the grinding work. We don't want to do the hard part, the study, the self-sacrifice, the discipline, the humility, the obedience. We just want the big stuff. And so help us to have a bigger perspective on that, to know what you want us to do in little ways so that we can be prepared for the big ways, because we do want to serve in big ways. And I think you want us to, but we gotta be trained up first. In Jesus' name, amen. The question of the day. Question of the day today is, what is one of the most difficult things someone in authority over you has ever asked you to do? What's one of the most difficult things someone in authority over you asked you to do? Something you knew you had to do. Hi, Orange. Good to see you. Tam says, had a convo about this a couple weekends ago at the market. Lady counts herself as a Christian, and was bemused at my talking about God's guiding. Yeah, well, because Christian and I believe that there's a God out there seems to be confounded at this point, and that's not the way it is, right? I've invented a God of my own, and I've decided to call him Jesus. Is not the same as Christianity. Denal had said, not that I've always done all of the things that we were supposed to do, but my school and career choices were very obvious. I was talking with a church elder about this recently. I'm pretty sure that God knows I'm not smart enough to make hard choices. I know I feel the same way. Like I've said, that sometimes I feel like God's got me in the advanced classes, to prepare quickly. And there are times where I feel like God's kept me in kindergarten and made it idiot proof for my sake. Thank you for the follow, Art Pibble. I see the alert. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Hope you're having a great day. Dragon says, Team Rare, who's going to meet the Dragon Council and show his power of the divine wind. I had to see how it ended. What? I don't know what that means. What? Oh, is that why you're late? Is that what you're trying to say? I've been praying for a while about serving in the small stuff, probably mostly because I would rather hide behind the bookcase than be someone in big stuff. Well, that's one of the qualifications for the big stuff. That's the upside down kingdom, right? One of the qualifications for being trusted with big things is having the humility or having the belief that you you should be in small things, that you serve people and don't want to be seen, that you want to give without getting recognition, you want to pray without anybody ever noticing, like the Christian Ninja stuff, the art of the Christian Ninja stuff in the book, and that I put together, all that things that Christians do but nobody sees. Once you do that kind of stuff and you get practiced at that, that's where God shows up and goes, you can have it now. Like now that you've shown yourself to be faithful and your heart is in the right place and you're listening to me and you're not doing it for your glory, and you've gone through some hard stuff and you've listened to some good counsel, now let me show you what I can do with you. I know for me, that's exactly how I ended up as a preacher. I was trying to guide my own steps. I'm trying to guide my own way. I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be in church, but I'm like, it's going to be this, it's going to be computer stuff, it's going to be, some kind of media thing, it's going to be whatever. And like, so that's where I was totally focused. And it wasn't until I submitted myself and I just kind of went, nope, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. God, show me that God was able to show me that he wanted me to work in my area of weakness, which was public speaking, in leadership, solo in a church, because every day I would need him more and more and more. And if anything good ever happened, they would know without question that it was God who was working. And now I'm avoiding eye contact with the computer screen. Well, I can't see you, so okay, but you you do you. Put a little piece of tape right over here, and then it'll be fine. I'll duck around it. Just Final said, question of the day. I get asked to do hard stuff every day at work. Recently, there was a case in which another person dealt with. It went to appeal court, who said it didn't agree a fair decision had been made. So my boss asked me to look at it and sort it all out. That does sound hard. That sounds it needs a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight. Turns out no one actually understood the case, not even the appeal court. Man, that's so frustrating. I'm making a decision without actually understanding it it makes me angry, because it's not just a small thing, right? It's someone's life, it's someone's future, it's like it's a big deal to them. The government and big corporations and whatever, they're all talking about millions of dollars and billions of dollars and whatnot. But if you like that $600 a month, or that that $500 is so much to most people. It's the difference between being able to pay the bills or not pay the bills. It's the difference between being able to eat dinner or not be able to eat dinner, right? That's the difference. So many people are in such a difficult place, and so to just kind of be like, we've decided that we don't care. We're just going to say no to everybody this year, or we're just going to like just wipe out this program. Like, it's really, really, really a big deal, and they so often treat it like it's just nothing. Like it's a number on a page somewhere, and it's really not. It's people. Chillikins, good to see you. So yeah, the question of the day today is, what's one of the most difficult things someone in authority has ever asked you to do? I'm trying to think. Like, I've had a whole lot of difficult stuff that I've had to do. But a lot of it's spiritual stuff. A lot of it's, God asked, me following scripture, because it's really difficult, having to do relational stuff, church stuff, interpersonal leadership stuff, or whatever. Those are really difficult. But I'm trying to think of like someone who's above me and has been in charge over me, who has told me what to do. And I've had some mentors in my time, right? I think one of the hardest things I heard from a mentor was one time is where he just looked me in the eye and he's like, you lack self-control. You need to practice self-control. You need that in your life. You don't have it. And that was hard to hear. It's true, right? It was true, because a lot of my problems are self-made, of course, as many are, but that was difficult to hear. I remember going through a reconciliation process where I felt like I hadn't done anything wrong, and I had to really mine out the things inside of me that were contributing to the situation. And a lot of it was just me feeling it hurt, me feeling like I was being self-righteous, me not building a relationship with that person on purpose, which led to the misunderstandings, right? Like they just didn't do it. So it's kind of go, yeah, I did contribute, if only through the fact that, through my lack of care, my personal perspective on myself. Tam said, I remember years ago when a subsidized housing place messed up and demanded rent from me twice. It was $120, and when I went and asked for one of those rent back, the one was like, "Oh, we don't refund such small amounts." And I'm like, but you don't have to pay rent next month. It was December. My income was less than that. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Those little things, man, are huge to some people. Joan says, my men's group has been challenging me a lot lately. So without, dumping the entire thing, what would you say then of the last 6 months or whatever of men's group stuff? What has been one of the things that they challenge you to do that you have struggled to do, right? I know that there's a lot, especially because you live by yourself and all the rest. That makes it really hard. Nobody looking over your shoulder. So what's one thing that they've asked you to do that was pretty tough? And what's cool about the men's group thing, especially Christian groups, it's usually like, here's like what the Bible says. It's not like they're coming up with stuff. Doing things regardless about how I feel about it. That's that's definitely a big one. Because especially like today, we're so ruled by our emotions and so affirmed. We're affirmed in the fact that if we feel it strongly enough, it must be true. Or if we are too sad or too tired or too sick or too whatever, distraught or stressful, we have the automatic excuse that we don't have to do it. Like we can just simply say, I don't have to because of my feelings. And sometimes in this world, you gotta do stuff even if you don't feel like it, or even if it's difficult or you're not really there, you gotta do it. Especially if it's something serious that will fix the problem that you're actually contributing to because of your lack of willingness to deny your feelings. Crush said, we have a men's group called Fight Club, and it's the toughest for me was going up to somebody we don't know and asking to pray for them. Asking to pray for them? Yeah. You mean like in public? Or do you mean like in at the men's group? Like, did they challenge you to like legit go out in public and be like, hey, can I pray for you? Because that would be hard. That would be hard. Tam said, I think the reason I was hiding was because I fought for years against the urge to be boss and not take over things. So hearing that my desire to not do it means God might be training me to do it. Not for everybody. It's not like a guaranteed thing, right? God doesn't call everybody to be a leader. That's like God doesn't call everybody to be a head, or God, or again, not a head, but doesn't call everybody to be an eye or a foot. Like you need every part. That's why one of the perspectives that you have to have when you're a leader in the church or a leader in any group really is the fact that you as a leader is not a special position. It's one of the positions. It's a service position, right? What you're doing is you're the one who has the skills to be able to do the leadership stuff so everybody else can do their stuff. And if they didn't do their stuff, you're not leading anything. So it's not about you, right? You as a leader are meant to be serving them so they can accomplish stuff. Me as a pastor, right? People will come into my life, and there are times that I'll be able to talk to them or counsel them or take them or onto the whatever the next level, marry them, bury their dead or whatever, and then they'll move out of my life and I'll never see them again. And if I was like, well, I'm only here if you're gonna like stick with me, then that's not the point. I'm here for whatever someone needs me for, and then off they go into whatever their journey is. I don't need to be the main character, right? I can be the side character, and that's okay. Not a natural leader, but the last few years, when I see something is not getting done, I feel like I need to do it. That's more of a servant heart, but I know what you mean. Getting the initiative. Joan says, to go a tad bit further into it, I struggle with past failures and not willing to try things even if I probably should. That's interesting. I'm trying to think of, if I can relate to that. I try to be empathetic through mutual experience. And I think as I've gotten older, like I used to be very experimental, right? I'd like try new things at the restaurant, and I'd, like try new music and try a new radio station and try, different, movie genres or whatever. But as I've gotten older, more and more of I just want what makes me happy. I just want what makes me comfortable. I just want what works. I just want to listen to my favorites, right? That's happening more and more and more. And so the idea of, so it's to say, like, this is something I know isn't going to work in my life, or it hurt me, or it's something that I screwed up, or something that people aren't going to, when I did this, it was difficult, embarrassing, fear, whatever. I don't have to, right? Like, there's no, like, I can go do the thing I'm good at rather than the thing that I don't, want to do. And I don't know, is that bad? I mean, obviously, like if you're supposed to do it, like it's something, like you use the word should, and it's something you should do despite, your feelings. But at the same time, it's not bad, right? If you're just like, well, this is what I'm good at, and I don't play in that pool because that's for other people. I'm oldest of 11, so being bossy and overbearing was trained into me. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I'm sure your parents were happy with that. Well, I mean, I know your story, so yeah, they should have been happy with that. I feel that a lot. I don't want to be in charge. I just want to be good at what I do. But I've been told for decades that I'm going to end up being the boss somewhere. And that's okay. But like I said, Denala, you gotta, when you see yourself as boss, you can't see yourself as the one who is most important. It's literally the opposite. You are someone who is simply there to help others to maximize their potential for the sake of the group, right? If nobody knows what you do, and yet everybody feels like you're encouraging them, you're equipping them, they have a sense of responsibility and authority because they know that they can trust you and they know what their job is and whatnot, and so they're flourishing, they're getting accolades, people are looking like, wow, that person's really good at their job, and you're not getting that, but the whole team is like bumping, then you're doing your job. That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be this one who lets everyone maximize, everyone get good at it, the whole team flourish. Not on your own back because of your leadership skills. That's one of the things about the body of Christ. Like it's not about the preacher. That's just one gift, right? A preacher teacher. That's just one gift of many. That's like saying, like church should be only preaching. No, what about the music guy? What about the administrators? What about the caregivers? What about the the mercy givers? What about what about everything? The one taking care of the children and stuff. Preaching is just one little part. And it wasn't given to the most important person or even the most talented person. It was given to the person who God felt was most able to hear him and convey that message to others. Doesn't make it more important. I want to be like Joseph. Then I remember that Joseph went up in charge. Well, yeah, he did. You're right. That's not bad. But again, it's a humble in charge. He didn't feel, the thing about being in charge in a humble way is you don't feel like you're in charge, right? You feel privileged to be among a group of people who look to you for help and organization, right? Because a properly motivated leader looks at their folks and goes, I can't believe I get to be part of this. They're so talented. They're so good at what they do. They're so much better at this stuff than I am. Why am I even here? My job is just to tell them where to go and point things in the right direction and keep the communication flowing and stuff like that. But they're doing all the cool stuff, right? You can actually feel like you're surrounded by amazing people. You don't have to be the amazing person. And that's okay. Everyone loves a good Robin. Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah, exactly. Although Robin had his own struggles. Tam says, is that why the market manager doesn't really like me? Because I'm cheering everyone up and building community? If that person has a has a fragile sense of self, as in like they don't feel like they're worth much, or they feel like they've had to fight for attention, or that, you know, they've got like some chip on their shoulder or whatever, then if you're pumping up people around you and it's not them, then yeah, they're going to be offended by it, right? Because they will see that as challenging their position, you know? Because what if everybody around them is happy, contented, feels good about themselves, and is doing their job, then who are they going to crack the whip over? Where, right? Hi, Alternate Gaming. Good to see you. Give me a sec to get down to your message. Jones says, I guess what I've in mind of trying despite my failures is being more open with sharing the gospel, leadership, and relationships. But again, those require stuff, right? Like you can't just share the gospel. You don't just, that means like the cascade of effects to get you there, right? That means being willing to go out, being willing to take the time, being willing to make the cost, being willing to invest in the relationship, you know, being willing to be someone who is willing to meet new people, open up a conversation. Like there's so many things that happens before you get to the sharing of the gospel or leadership, right? It means that you have to discover your gifts. You have to talk to people, ask other people in charge what they see in you, and then engender trust in some folks to be able to say, you know, I'd like to be, you know, I like to help you, you know, in whatever way I can. It's not just like go do leadership stuff. There are so many little pieces to grow on. And so you ask the question, am I willing to go out instead of stay in? That's the first step to presenting the gospel to a new person, is asking the question, am I willing to go out instead of stay in? You know, am I willing to meet someone new that I don't know already? Am I willing to listen more than I talk? Am I willing to you know, say I don't know to somebody if they ask me a hard question? Like those are big questions too, that all are right pointing towards sharing the gospel. Well, I mean, Jones, if you want to start in an easier place, I mean, we can start talking about in our Discord, among this community, on my dream team, all the rest of that stuff, ways that within your comfort zone, in the area in which you're able to you know, feel like you know what you're doing and be encouraged and whatnot, you can do that in this community. We could find you a leadership position and an ability to build relationships in this community. I trust you. I'd be more than willing to help you do that here, and then you don't have to like go out to places. You can do it where you are comfortable. We can talk about that if you want. Alternate Gaming says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And yeah, it's true. You're absolutely right. That's a great point. And if you feel like in order to be the leader, you have to be the smartest person, then you don't understand leadership. Tam says, there they go. I must follow for I'm the leader. That's interesting. I like that quote. I'm gonna have to chew on that for a bit. Alternate Gaming says, alternate. I just realized it's alternate. I assuming your name is Nate. Don't be the best in the room. Find a room where you can learn from the best. If you are the best, then all you're doing is flatlining. Growth comes from challenges, learning from those who are better. Yep. And each leader needs a leader. That's the other thing, right? Every leader needs a leader. If you don't have somebody that you're reporting to, if you don't have somebody that is speaking into your life, if you don't have somebody that is correcting you, is seeing into what's going on, that you're confessing your sins to, then you're going to stagnate there too. You're going to get stuck, and you're going to end up believing your own press and causing problems for you and everybody else. A leader also needs to be a follower. I'm not a good writer, great crocheter. Growth can also come from sharing your knowledge and training up others and sharing their struggles. Yeah, because I've said it before, and I can show you guys the graph if you want sometime. Maybe I'll pull it up in a bit. I'm afraid to try to grow in those areas because it might do more harm than good. Well, that's why you need someone like me working with you, who knows what they're doing and gives you an area that you can handle to build your skills in, so that you can't mushroom cloud anything, right? That it's effective when you do it, but if you completely screw it up, not everybody's hurt, right? That's what you're supposed to do. It's just a little thing. That's okay. Did I see Lightgate? Hi, Lightgate. Good to see you. Question of the day is, what's the most difficult thing someone has asked you to do? Someone in authority has asked you to do. SE is responding a bit slow. Yeah, so it's... yeah, let's see if I can find that graphic, because it's on my website. I'll bet I'll be able to find it. Do you think mentoring you as mentor might be something for you? I think everybody should be a mentor. Let me show you what I mean. Is that? Nope. Let's go with the word mentor. I'm pulling it up on my screen just so I can make sure I find it. I use the word mentor so much that it's honestly probably like... What if I use the word mentoree? That'll probably be less. Aha! Do I have a graphic? I don't. Okay, I'll just draw it. What if I just draw it? Using actual, like, paint. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here. Darn it, I broke my Stream Deck and it actually does affect me. Okay. So we'll talk about an effective... Why am I on that screen? Let's do far side. There, that's better. Probably mentored by food. Mentored by food? No. Force me to communicate with people at levels. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. In your work plan, regular meetings with a mentee, less experience. Yeah. So let me show you what I mean by that. Alternate gaming says that method is also called servant leadership. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's you. Right? There's you. And everybody in life, if you want to have effective relationships, okay, crud. How am I gonna do this? There, that's better. If you're gonna have an effective relationship, like setup of your relationships, you need to have 4 different places, and it kind of breaks out. So the first thing, like if you above you, you need a skills mentor, and you need a spiritual mentor. So you need someone speaking into you so that you can, and those don't have to be the same person, right? So a skills mentor is someone that, today on Taco Tuesday, right? Yeah, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I didn't do one yesterday. You need someone speaking into your life in the area of whatever your abilities are, right? Whatever you think you're good at, or that you think that you have your job or whatever. You need someone that's helping you get better at that so that your skills are improving. That could be public speaking, that could be carpentry, that could be, crocheting. It doesn't matter. You need someone speaking into your life to help, that knows more about your skill or the skills you want to learn than you. And you need a spiritual mentor, somebody speaking into your life who's further along, more mature, knows the Bible better, knows God better, knows you, loves you, and wants the best for you. You need those two people in your life in order to be able to be an effective individual when it comes to growing in God. On this side, you need peers. Okay? Now, a peer isn't the same as a friend. What you need are people in your life that are like you. If you're a student, you need fellow students. Hang around fellow students. If you're a worker bee, you need fellow worker bees. If you are a leader in the community, you need to be part of other leaders in the community. If you are someone who is a creative, you need to be around creatives. So you need people in your life. And then again, that's not only Christian people. That's not only, whatever. It's just people that are doing what you do, people that are like what you like, whether that, you're into Warhammer, you're into D&D, you're into gaming. It's people that do what you do, that you can grow beside, right? Each of them should have a skills person, but for you, you're growing in skills, but you're not going to hang out with skill guy all day long. Right? You're not going to hang out with your skill mentor. They're going to speak into your life and go practice. but you practice with your peers. If you don't have peers, then you don't have people that are growing with you. You can ask the questions to. You can come alongside and bounce things off of. That isn't really the skill mentor. So that's mentors. And then on this side, never do the circle first. You need friends. Okay? And when I say friends, what I mean are people that care about you specifically and like you specifically and are on your side. They may not know what you're doing in Fortnite. They may not know how to do carpentry. They may not understand your job. They may not understand anything to do with what you actually do with your peers, but they love you. They care about you. They play with you. They hang out with you. They cry with you. They share with you. They're not a spiritual mentor. You don't come to them for spiritual advice. You don't come to them for some kind of top-down help. You go to them because they are people that love you. They care for you. They want the best for you. They're the ones who will help you if you have a financial problem. They're the ones who will send you a pizza when you're sick. Those are the ones who will come to your house and help you move if you got to go somewhere. Those are the ones that'll stop you. They'll come to you like, I know you shouldn't be doing this, dummy, so stop it. Like you need those friends in your life that personally care about you. And even though they don't understand everything, they might not be that spiritual, they don't understand your skills, they are your friends. Well, you do you, sunshine. But if you want to make me happy when I'm sick, you send me a pizza. Barbecue chicken, thank you. And on the bottom, you need a mentoree. And that goes towards skill. K's are hard to do. Skills and spiritual. Aha! I did it. So you also need a mentoree. I love ham and pineapple pizza. Ham, pineapple, bacon, and banana peppers. So good. Yeah, exactly, Tam. Yeah, we're your friends. Exactly. Does that mean you don't go to friends for spiritual things? Said friends also being Christian. I think, no, I'm not saying you don't talk to them about spiritual things. Like your friends they don't have to be Christians. I mean, it's helpful when they are. You talk to them about spiritual things, but you recognize that when you're talking to your friends, that it's like a mutual group of people trying to figure it all out together, and that there's a chance you could get it wrong. That they're gonna speak to you and say, no, I don't think you should do that because I love you. Like, for example, when I was called into ministry, the people that cared about me didn't want me to do it. There were people who didn't want me to do it because it wasn't going to pay. Right? They every time I got into a new job, every time I took a new position, every time I was a new pastor somewhere, same question, like, well, do you make enough money? Are you going to get enough, whatever? And the answer was no. It was always no. Like, no, I'm not going to make enough money. I'm not getting what I'm worth. I know. But this is where I feel that God wants me to go. And my friends would be like, well, we care about you. We care about your family. We care about your comfort. We care about, we don't want to see you get in trouble. So no, don't do that. Whereas your spiritual mentor will be the one going, well, if that's what God wants, then I'm sure he'll provide, right? You just recognize it with your friends that they care about you. They want the best for you, but you guys are often in the same spiritual area. Now, does that mean that someone can be your friend and your spiritual mentor? Of course they can, right? Just the same way that someone can be good spiritually and know what they're doing skill wise, or they can they can be someone that you could actually do they're your mentoree, like you're mentoring them in one area, well, they're mentoring you in another. That's true too. It's not all like individual people, but as I was saying here, like you need mentorees so that you are teaching that skill to someone else, whether it be a student or whether it be someone who is younger than you or new to the job or whatever, because they're going to ask you questions that you don't even know the answer to, or that you have to figure out and think through, or that you have to practice the basics with, right? That you have to have someone that you're doing your teaching. And then the other side of it, you need somebody who you're spiritually mentoring. Someone like you're just farther ahead than them, right? They could be a new believer, or they could be someone who's struggling with whatever, or they're going through a problem that you went through, like as in like they're still in the problem. Recognize that when you're talking to your friends, that it's like a mutual group of people trying to figure it all out together, and that there's a chance you could get it wrong, that they're gonna speak to you and say, no, I don't think you should do that because I love you. Like, for example, when I was called into ministry, the people that cared about me didn't want me to do it. There were people who didn't want me to do it because it wasn't going to pay, right? They every time I got into a new job, every time I took a new position, every time I was a new pastor somewhere, the same question, like, well, do you make enough money? Are you going to get enough, whatever? And the answer was no. It was always no. Like, no, I'm not going to make enough money. I'm not getting what I'm worth. I know, but this is where I feel that God wants me to go. And my friends would be like, well, we care about you. We care about your family. We care about your comfort. We care about, we don't want to see you get in trouble. So no, don't do that. Whereas your spiritual mentor will be the one going, well, if that's what God wants, then I'm sure he'll provide, right? You just recognize it with your friends that they care about you. They want the best for you, but you guys are often in the same spiritual area. Now, does that mean that someone can be your friend and your spiritual mentor? Of course they can, right? Just the same way that someone can be good spiritually and know what they're doing skill wise, or they can they can be someone that you could actually do they're your mentoree, like you're mentoring them in one area, well, they're mentoring you in another. That's true too. It's not all like individual people, but as I was saying here, like you need mentorees so that you are teaching that skill to someone else, whether it be a student or whether it be someone who is younger than you or new to the job or whatever, because they're going to ask you questions that you don't even know the answer to, or that you have to figure out and think through, or that you have to practice the basics with, right? That you have to have someone that you're teaching. And then the other side of it, you need somebody who you're spiritually mentoring. Someone like you're just farther ahead than them, right? They could be a new believer, or they could be someone who's struggling with whatever, or they're going through a problem that you went through, like as in like they're still in the problem and you've been through the problem. So you're helping them through your spiritual counseling. And when you get out of your depth, you go, I need to talk to my spiritual guy. So you run up to your spiritual mentor and you're like, hey, this guy just said a thing and I don't know what the answer is, because they're challenging you. You'll grow spiritually as you serve spiritually. You will grow in skills as you serve someone in your area of skills. This is the an effective relational life when it comes to if you want to maximize your potential. Canadian ham sucks. Okay. I mean, Canadian bacon, I'll never understand why it's called Canadian bacon. It makes no sense to me at all. I don't eat it ever. It's like Canadian bacon is bacon. At work on Monday, I got talking to a youth chap who just started. He used to be a primary school teacher, and he transpired he was a Christian. Their lady in the office is Sikh, and we all had a great conversation. That's cool. Then on Tuesday, she brought me some leaflets that she had been handed about Christian events and thought I could use. Somebody invited me to this Christian thing. That's probably for you. No, I think they want you there. That's funny. Just Pineapple says, so you don't have to. Oh, Tam says, my Hindu employer just asked me what Christian meant. Oh, that's cool. Just Pineapple says, so you don't always have to be best friends to have a good conversation. Right, you don't. Absolutely not. And again, like the way that the numbers work when it comes to relationships is that like the numbers of relationships that you have compared to the level of depth of them it grows. Okay, let me explain. You'll have one person in your life you tell everything to. I mean everything, all the things, right? That you dump on. That could be maybe it's your mom, your dad, like maybe one, maybe two. A crazy best friend, wife, whatever, husband. You have someone in your life you tell everything to, but that's like one or two people max. Then when it comes to close personal friends, like real best friends, right? That you go from one person to max 3. The most you're going to be able to get for best friends is 3. You don't have enough emotional energy to be able to do more than that, because you can't be best friends with everybody, and you don't have enough time, energy, effort, whatever, to be able to do more than 3. When it comes to friends, right? Friends, you can have up to 30. That's max is like 30. Like 12 is a good number, but you can have about max 30 friends, and those are acquaintances, people that you know their name, the name of their kids, the name of their dog, you've been to their house, you meet each other in the street and you stop to have a chat. You can have about that many, about 30. And when it comes to acquaintances, like as in people that you know their name, but you have never been to their house, you can have about 70, right? Wrong. I have 300 Facebook friends. That's funny. You can have about 70. Pay no attention to the fact that these are biblical numbers. Once you hit 70, you no longer can keep track of it. This is true in this works in churches too, right? In that when it comes to staff, when it comes to staffing, when it comes to building small groups, when it comes to building a small church, when it comes to when you're supposed to get another staff person on because you're too big, when you're supposed to get a bigger building, those numbers work pretty good too. You'd be surprised, Sunshine. Okay, so I would if you don't think you can keep track of 70 acquaintances, go to your phone and scroll through your contacts, okay? And I bet you can say something about each of those 70 people, right? You'll be like, that's my dentist, and that's the guy that fixes my car, and this is someone who, if I need some help with sewing, this is who I go to, and if I ever need someone to sell something, this is the person, right? So that's what I mean by acquaintances, not people that you can like you talk to all the time. You're overwhelmed with much lower numbers, and that's the thing. That's why I'm using the word max, because the idea of the most you can, there's some people that are very extroverted, very capable, great memories, super person, right? That they can have 30 friends, man. They can schmooze with them. Everybody feels like they're their friends. Nobody feels left out. But most people, really can't. 12 is about the most that a normal person can pull off. Nope, there aren't 70 people on my phone. Okay, well, there you go. Not talking about the dog from Back to the Future? What? Wait up. I bet you Einstein could remember more. Oh, you're not the dog named Einstein. Got you. Actually, that's not true. One of Einstein's problems was the fact that he was thinking so many highfalutin thoughts, he didn't keep track of the normal stuff. There's an old story that and I don't know if it's true, but I remember hearing it. They had to paint the front door of their house bright red because Einstein kept forgetting where he lived. He'd get to the street, but he'd forget the door because he was in another universe kind of thing. I wonder if that's true. Did Einstein have to have his door painted red? He said to the internet, who definitely will always tell me the truth. Einstein had the front door of his Princeton, New Jersey home painted red so he could easily pick it out from the rest on the street. There you go. He did. Good to know. No, that's good. You didn't derail the stream. Again, I can choose to go wherever I want. I can ignore you or I can go down the rabbit trail, and I'm happy to do so. Either way. And no clue who most of them are? Yeah, I think I'd be the same way. Just paint. No, see, that wouldn't work, dude. If everything's red, then nothing's red. Then nothing. That doesn't help anything. You got to paint them different colors. That's the idea. Yeah. So I mean, if you talk about fries over bacon and pulled pork, I love pulled pork. It's so good. So yeah, I've got a lot of, let's see if I wonder if I can find the buckets one for you. Yeah, there's the buckets one. So I did a sermon one time talking about the buckets of life. I wonder, see if I can, maybe I can zoom this thing in. And then go like this way. This is, I'm actually pretty proud of this illustration because it's so, I think it's so applicable, right? And it was so applicable to somebody. They actually turned it into a piece of art in their house. They like had a mobile that was representative of this. And it was something that I kind of came up with in my mind based on how my world works. And that is, God is source of life. And then there's you. And then there's all your key relationships, your life purpose, the work you have to do, and your hobbies, right? This is how to set your priorities and in order to be able to, function properly. And so the next part this is a much longer thing. Actually, I can put it in chat if you guys are curious about reading it without my brains being mushy. Right. And so this is the next part. And that is, as God pours into you, which, the problem is it's leaky, right? You're constantly leaking. You're never going to get full because you're always pouring into your key relationships. You're always pouring into your purpose, your work. And there's always the waste of time that just dumps it out on the floor. And there's always the leaky stuff that's happening that when you're trying to pour more into it. Think that, by the way, this is things I have to do and things I want to do. And you end there's got valves. Your job, your whole life job, is to constantly adjust the valves to see if you can give more to wherever they need to be, right? And that's just part of it. And then see if I can find the picture. Is there a gremlin? Yeah. And then and then there's the gremlin. This is the gremlin and balance. So the last thing here is that there's this little crazy gremlin guy, and he goes to these little valves at the very bottom, and he likes to mess with them. He keeps twisting them open and twisting them closed and messing with them, so that because nothing ever works properly, which is why I say that the idea of balance is an illusion. You cannot ever find balance in this world. It's never going to happen. If you're waiting to do something or go somewhere or whatever, once you get your life in balance, it will never happen. That's actually a myth. There's no such thing as balance. I have 141 contacts on my phone. Most of them are utilities. There you go. So half of them are acquaintances. I'll take that. Right, and I'm thinking Orange is saying that painting everything he has to red will easily mark. Yeah, but that's not how. See, that's the thing. If you paint everything red, then it's not easily marked. And then there's the me level check stuff, shut off valve. This is the, there are times where you can get too stressed out, which will snap the shut off valve, and then you can't do anything and you're all overwhelmed and you freak out and you don't know what to do with yourself. Because as someone who's hit burnout twice, I can tell you that those are real. And pouring sugar into the system, that was another one. So how do you mess yourself up? Well, you pour sugar into your fuel system, right? Like if you pour sugar into a car, it really screws with it. These are the kind of things that really wreck your life. Anyway, what is going on over here? You cannot. No, I won't talk to you. Stop calling me. So yeah, that's that. How you like that? Cool. So one of the problems is when you jump into those kind of trying to figure, you look at that thing and it's like a relationship that you want to have, or how you want to set up your relationships. Do yeah, honestly, I should delete them because they won't shut up. Leave me alone. I know 4 people and they all called me in the last 5 minutes. And 3 of them live in my house. And I have it set that it blinks. Like I have the actual, I have it set to blink, 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 blink. And it's driving me crazy. So I'm going to throw it on the floor now so that I don't have to deal with it. Okay. what I was going to say was, one of the problems with like trying to, if you look at that illustration of needing the mentors, the mentorees and stuff like that, sometimes it takes a really long time to find these. So like I prayed for a mentor, a spiritual mentor, for 7 years before I actually stumbled across somebody who was willing to kind of take me on and be someone who spoke into my life and was willing to meet with me regularly and take me through some stuff, right? It was really, really hard to find. And then when I moved and lost that guy, like that was really hard. and then when I got to this job, it was like year 6, year 5 before I stumbled across a guy who was really able, who understood what I was going through, who had been through it before, who was also a pastor and had the ability and was 20 years older than me. Like a really special guy that he'd been through the same trials that I was currently going through. He had faced the same kind of public issues in the congregation that I'd been facing, and he had gone through it for such a long time that he was able to really, when I said, I'm freaking out because of this, he'd go, I did the same thing. I also freaked out when that happened to me, and here's how I got through it, and here's what I was allowed to do, and here's all the ways that I messed it up. And so like he was invaluable to me. But again, if I look at how many mentors, like legit mentors I've had in my life, I think the answer is 3. Right? I think the answer is 3. And it's been they're hard to find. Now, people that I've poured into, like mentorees, because of my job, it's easy enough for me to go, anybody want to come to a class, anybody want to sit under, teaching or help me help you kind of thing. And people, get 1 or 2 that'll show up, or a whole class full that'll show up. But when it comes to, like actually trying to find friends or peers and whatnot, that was really hard. Finding pastoral peer friends is actually super, super difficult, because I was 27 years old or 5 years old, and all the other pastors were like in their 50s. So that's not a peer, right? If I tried to go talk to anybody in the church, that wasn't a peer. That was someone I was supposed to be serving, and as a pastor. So I in a community I've never lived in before, so I don't know where anybody is. I don't know who anybody is. It was really difficult to find an actual peer in my life. So why did I share that? Simply to say that, don't beat yourself up if you don't have that list of people that is in your life. Sometimes it takes a little while to get there. You pray about it, you ask God for it, provide this person for me, share, help me to serve someone, help someone to mentor me, and then help me have the humility to accept the person that you choose. It can take a little while. I've never had any mentors in my life. I had a good friend who has similar experiences so far, but she's not a mentor. Yeah, it's a lot of people don't. I think for a bunch of reasons. One is they don't think they need one. One is because a lot of people who should be mentoring are refusing out of some stupid sense of humility. Oh, I could never speak into someone's life. I have too many things going on. Like, they've been a Christian for 35 years. They've been married for 40. They have raised a bunch of kids. They are they've worked in a job for that long. They've been through all these experiences and whatnot. And then you ask them that if they would speak into someone's life or walk alongside a young wife or walk alongside some young man, and they go, I could never do that. I got too many problems, blah, blah, blah. Nobody should listen to me. And it's like, but you're further ahead. You're right. Like, you're further ahead. You can help this person. So I think there's a lot of people out there that don't want to mentor because they, end up, bad mentor. Yeah. Some of them are bad. Some of them are good. And they're mentors who choose not to mentor. And then I think a lot of them are because we go searching for mentors, and the ones that we want aren't good ones. Like, we count celebrities as our mentor. We count authors as our mentor. We count, internet people or like online church pastors or whatever as our mentors. And those are the ones that that are we say, well, you know, my mentor is Charles Spurgeon, my mentor is, you know, whatever, and that's not true. That's not what a mentor is. There can be important teachers to you, but they're not mentors. It's not something that people even think of over here, apart that maybe if someone is a youth pastor or want to help, something like that. Yeah, and it's kind of sad, because if you look, you know, back in history, it was super normal that if you were going to learn a trade, you had to go to a journeyman and you had to mentor under them or apprentice under them. If you wanted to be a mom, then you trained under your mother, your older woman training younger women. If you wanted to be a scholar, scholars would train young men and young women in order to be able to be scholars. Like, it's normal. It's what's supposed to happen. And yet now we push aside all the ideas of authority and someone else speaking into our life that's older. Like, we've so destroyed the respect that elders and mature people and leaders and people in authority have. Just so being anti-authority it's understandable with all the corruption out there, but if you throw out the baby with the bathwater, now you don't have any authorities, you don't have anyone in your life that can speak into you and tell you what to do, all you're going to do is flail and flounder until you wreck your life. We just have curriculum and try to rush it through. Yeah, I can understand that. That's the thing. If you're in university, sometimes they don't do that either. You go to trade school, you go to like a college, right? Then they'll take time to make sure that you know what you're doing. Because if you're trying to learn how to do electricity, or you're trying to learn how to do, pipe fitting, you could kill yourself. So they have to show you and make sure you know what you're doing. Not so if you're taking university courses, because you might not kill yourself with philosophy. I also think mentors is being a male thing. Women are too busy bringing up children and taking care of husbands. Then there's also the thought that women should seek advice from husbands. Well, yes, but also there's the command in scripture that older women are supposed to be mentoring younger women. They're supposed to. It's one of their jobs. Yeah, and there are exceptions. I hear that. Americans have an authority problem. You're right. I have a brownie in my breakfast cereal. I'm going to I'm going to take a quick break now. Gonna jump into a game afterwards. We're gonna come back. We're gonna play a game called The Looker. And I know that sounds like someone who's very attractive, but it's not. It's a very weird game. If you know what the game The Witness is, this is like a parody game of The Witness. So it should be fairly weird enough for us to go through. And yeah, here, you want to see? I'll show you the 4. Here. These are the 4 Weird Wednesday pictures that I found, okay? It was slim pickings today, you guys. Okay, thank you for coming, Pineapple. I really appreciate it. So, here's a hot dog dispenser. That's something. I'd like to believe this is Photoshop, but it sure doesn't look it. Like, wow. Thank you. It is a bad idea. Yeah, I agree. It is a bad idea. 100%. Although I want to try it. If it was individually, yeah, no kidding, right? If it was individually wrapped, maybe. But I kind of want to try it though. Well, maybe they cleaned the glass first. You don't know. It could be amazing. Although there should be a ketchup and mustard dispenser somewhere. Come on, there's got to be, right? This is great. Oh, 15 cents, dude. 15 cents. I'll take that. Wouldn't it be sad if you just got the bun? Oh, that'd be heartbreaking. You'd have to give him another 15 cents just so you could fish out the hot dog. My remaining face-to-face Christian friend that I have a regular contact with is facing a lot of pressure in her life right now. So I find myself in the position of being her petcock. She wants to hang out with me, to go places away from her home and buy me dolls and eat new food. I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing to have someone who looks to you for distraction and friendship. That's not bad. You can't be her messiah, but you could walk with her. Yeah. What about everyone else who ever touched the door? Yeah, we don't talk about that. But how about a nice rocking chair? Do you like rocking chairs? Here's a classy one. I think it asserts dominance. It blew up this. It definitely, yeah, I don't think they got this from IKEA. They spent a little bit too much time rock. This is like hell for people who wouldn't stand up. You will be the chair. Nothing in this place looks normal. None of it. All right. So speaking of skull stuff, here's a phone. Who do you think this? Oh, look at that barbed wire. Barbed wire on the. That looks painful. I mean, like I said, you can the relationships can be flip-floppy in that, you know, sometimes they're speaking into your life, but you can speak into theirs if you got a different experience, right? Yeah. Yeah, what does the ringer sound like? That's a good just over and over and over and over. Maybe just screams. Yeah, this calls the Grim Reaper. No, this is, yeah, exactly. This is called the funeral home. Maybe this is at a funeral home. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if the eyes light? Yeah, the eyes light up, and they roll around in the back of his head. Hey, Houston, good to see you. It screams to ring. Or were you here for this one? This is the rocking chair that we stumbled across. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Everything was drawn very cute, but IRL, they would not look cool. It would not look cool. All right, this Weird Wednesday this week has been very difficult to find. I only got 4, and then we're gonna jump into a game that is very weird, so that we'll get our weird quotient, but not from pictures. So this last one's funeral beatboxing. My beatboxing will enhance your next funeral, wake, or memorial service. I specialize in very somber and responsible renditions of songs by Tool and Boston. Some won't enjoy it, but you will. You die, refry. Nice. You kill him, we grill him. I like the word responsible in there. Somber and responsible versions of songs. Yeah. I don't know, man. Can you picture, like, you say, good, does anybody have anything they want to say? And this guy walks up and he grabs the microphone and he just puts both hands over it, takes a deep breath, and just busts out more than a feeling. Yeah. When I die, I want someone to somberly beatbox more than a feeling in a responsible manner. Yes, me too. Sentences, oh man. You want things that have never been said before to show up on Weird Wednesday. All right, dudes. I'm going to take a quick break. I promised myself I would this year. And so I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to jump into a game called The Looker, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think it's going to be really weird, and it's going to be trippy. So Come and hang out. I'm gonna take off for just like 10 minutes. Just got to go get a piece of fresh air and maybe some food, and then I'll come back. So yes, he takes requests, I'm sure. Shenanigans, no question. All right, I'll be right back with a vidya game. Oh yeah, see, at least your mother sent you stuff. My mother said, no, come home, which I will freely admit is the best form of blackmail ever. It totally was going to work, but no. Unfortunately, I can't get there. Now this is the good stuff. Now you'll notice it's super light, right? So this is. Do you guys have puff wheat squares? Does anybody else eat puff wheat squares? Am I the only one that's obsessed with these? Or does anybody else eat these things? My guess is that half the chat is going to be like, I've never even heard of those. I guarantee, yeah, there's going to be some complaining as to why they had to wait until I was done streaming. They made you share it. No, that's awful. They made you share it. Hello, Ever Killian. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're here. Did she finish? Okay, Lightgate, did she finish her food? Your daughter, after we prayed for her, how's she doing? Amadea? So you don't know Pastor Dustin? Okay, oh, she didn't. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so this. Okay, I've never seen metal containers that have this cool plastic like sticky foil, so that's pretty rad. This is what it looks like. Okay. Think puff wheat square. No, think Rice Krispie square with puffed wheat. And then, like caramelized-ish chocolate canned something. Like I said, I don't know how to make it. It's super stiff. Oh, this is so perfect. So, like, the bendiness of it, like, this is exactly the right texture. It just comes off, and it's a little bit hard, but super sticky. But you can hold it. Like, it's not just like, falling apart. When I made it, it was basically like goo. Like you couldn't even hold it, it would just melt. This is exactly the right texture. Oh my god, it's so good. This is gonna be a fight. Like I will share because I'm pretty sure Jesus wants me to. And then there's another one. But man, that's so huge. Got some spoonfuls in. Well, there you go. That's good. That's something. It's so tasty. It's so beside me, and I'm not. Oh. It's hard not to go home, right? Like when I moved out here, when I moved east. Like, I don't know, 17, 18 years ago, my mother, she was obviously crying when we got in the car, and she's like, we're like, don't worry, we'll come for a visit. We've got savings. We'll come for a visit. We'll be there every year. It'll be no big deal. And she's like, I have been told that by members of my family before who moved out to, far-flung places, and then things happened and they never came back for a really long time. And so she was super sad. Tomorrow's weighing? All right, far out. You'll have to ask her. She might even be in chat right now. And so so it's hard. It's hard to be out. And I mean, you guys, if you've been on the mission field, or if you're someone who, had to leave for the sake of school or for the sake of a job or whatever, then you know how hard it is to just kind of leave everything behind. Like I didn't have a good high school experience, so I couldn't care less about that. I don't even think I have the yearbook. I don't care about my college, whatever. Like, none of that matters to me. What moving out here has meant being alone as a family a lot. And you guys know my story, going through abusive churches, going through crisis, going through mental health stuff, going through like real issues. And hi, Jim Bam, good to see you. And when the kids are little, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they, there's no one to turn to because there's no family here at all. I don't like there. If you go look up Devotional, which is my last name in Canada, there's like 8 of us, and I don't know the other 3 of them. It's crazy how like there's nobody around here that. So the only family we had was friends, and because things were we'd move, or because things went insane, or because whatever, even the friends were difficult to stick around with and whatnot, and so we've been alone a lot as a family. It's been a real struggle at times to not have anywhere to kind of run to, anywhere to step. Like, here, can you take the kids so we can have a break? Here, can you come over and help us clean the house or help us do something, because we just can't handle it anymore. No, it didn't happen. It's just what they weren't around. And so being far away from home, far away from my parents and stuff, it's where God called us to be. I believe this is exactly where God wants me. I know that this is His will, and I know I'm sitting here right now in somewhere special because He's made it happen. But it's at a cost, right? It's at a cost, and I'm thinking, Pastor Dewson's in the chat, and I don't know how close he is to family, but when you're called into ministry, you're called away from your family. You're called away from your home church. You're called away from your your familiarity, and you're brought to a place full of strangers. You're brought to a place full of people that you're supposed to fall in love with, serve, care for, but somehow also remain a little aloof and distant from, because you can't get too intimate with them and share everything because it's not appropriate. And then you end up, so you're emotionally dependent, but at the same time you're pulled away. You need them, but you can't show too much need. Like, it's a whole thing. And so, like, it's not easy. It's been really, really, really special to me. Like, when we've had a friend or we've had someone do something like this, or help us or whatever. That's why I am so affected by when I go look at my coffee page, or when I go and like the computer. Like, I almost melted when you guys gave me the computer, because it's just not something that has been part of my experience. It's been alone, and then hurt, and then more alone. And then with my family, it's been, there's no parachute, there's no safety net. If you don't make enough or you don't do enough, there's nowhere to fall. I can't go crawling home to my mom. It cost 3,000 kilometers and $12,000 to get there. So yeah, cost $135 to get the puff wheat squares to my house, man. Canada is ridiculous. So all that to say, I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm very, very happy to have my community online, to know you guys, for you to be part of my life. That every day I know that you're here because you want to be. This is one of the best things about Twitch, is that you're here because you want to be here. You're here because you like me, or because you like what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, because you want to lend support. There are 10,000 other streamers online. You could be going to any one of those who are better at games, better at talking, and better at whatever than me, but you're here. And I know, I can tell you, I'm well aware of how special that is. And and for my mom to be able to send up this, to share it with you, to be able to share this with you, sit here surrounded by my treats from my mother, and then I can go upstairs and share them with my family. It's super special, man. Super special. Brother from another mother. Chug. Oh, speaking of chug, I forgot everything. What's that? In my haste to get down here, to the basement dwelling where I work, I forgot my water and I forgot everything. Like I was just really excited to open the box, man. So this is, you guys ever have this? This is from your guys' neck of the woods. This is Arnold Palmer half and half. You get it from the dollar store, man. Love it. Thankful Christians online communities. And they are, and you know what? What's special about the online communities especially is that there is why does my drink taste like a golfer? Let me tell you. Is because it's half iced tea and half lemonade. And we're gonna celebrate.
Y'all ready?
With the company.
Let's go! Everybody was come on!
Woo chop! Yeah, it's super good. It's super good. It's my favorite thing, and it's hard to say. Like, try to say it. Say Arnold Palmer, Arnold Palmer 3 times. It's really hard to order. So I'll go to a restaurant and they'll be like, "What do you want to drink?" And I'll be like, Arm and Armour? They'll be like, "What? Do you have iced tea?" That's literally how I go order everything all the time. Yeah, I know, right? Lemony tea, weird tea with lemonade. Let's all hear for the dollar store, by the way. Dollar store is great. Okay, so I promised you guys we're gonna play a weird game, and so yeah, I don't know what to do with myself right now. My brain is absolutely distracted. But we're gonna play a weird game. My headphones are weird. They're very fancy. I got them for Christmas. They're the Bose 45s, Q45s. They're very nice, but they have the capability of connecting to multiple Bluetooth locations at once. So I'm now connected to my computer, but also the Apple TV somehow. Oh, did I tell you guys my TV broke? So yeah, this is talk about financial stuff, right? So so some news. I'll give you a bit of news. So the first bit of news is that I've been in contact with the Christian Missionary Alliance denomination, who has been very kind in considering making me an official missionary of theirs through their weird ministry program. And so that's been cool. I got an email today and they said, same thing everybody else says, right? We're in flux. You know, our leadership team is right now going through a thing. We want to help you, but there's a lot going on right now, which is, you hear that from everybody. That's just the way it is. This is everybody's life is that like that. But he said, along with that but I really believe in what you're doing. I think it's really cool. So I'm going to try to make them do it. So it could take longer than I thought. And so that's one thing. It was kind of fun. Kind of cool that there was somebody out there that wasn't willing to encourage me in that way. And then 3 nights ago, my TV broke. Like, I was sitting there watching a show, and the main character said, was like, "Oh, I'm having a flashback or going to a memory or something like that." And all of a sudden my TV went flicker, rainbow, static. And I'm like, whoa, that was kind of neat. What a weird way to do a transition. And I sat there looking at the screen, waiting for the memory to happen. And all of a sudden there was only audio. I'm like, that's kind of weird. I would have thought that there would be video. It's a TV show. So I sat there for a solid 45 seconds. And then I thought, this might be the TV. And so I went and I tried everything to make that thing work. And it turns out it's just broken. So it got a broken TV. I was thinking, yeah, I thought this is because it really was. So I have a plasma screen. I had a plasma screen TV. And what it did is it went flicker kind of white, flicker kind of gray. And then like an oil slick rainbow color went wham, like in circle, like a big circle of rainbow oil slick. And then it went and then turned into black static, like sparkly static. So I'm like, so the screen is fine, or is it? Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I went looking, tried to fix it and took it apart, and I went looking for broken capacitors or whatever, and then don't know how to fix it. So we've had my son's TV. He bought a fancy TV from Costco a while back, and he got it for a good deal because he got it from like the bought it off the shelf. And then the top layer of lights broke, and so we just kind of had been storing it. We used the old TV, but now I have to figure out how to fix that. So we're going to take it to a TV repair shop and kind of hope that they're not going to charge us $500 for it. Yes, Chain Whippin'. I did. You can make fun of me for my little phone, but I'm perfectly content with it. It does everything I want it to do. Who needs 25 megapixels? Nobody. That's who. 4G? That's just the government trying to get in your... What were they doing with 4G again? They're trying to read your thoughts. That's just the government trying to read your thoughts. We all know that. So no. Planned obsolescence. It felt personal. You know what I mean? But that's what happens, right? I've been concentrating so much on funding and on fundraising. I even canceled Friday's streams just so I can do more, concentrate on it and get it all ready. Everything's been going fine. That's, if you've ever tried to do budget stuff, get yourself right, make sure that you get out of debt or whatever. That's when everything in your house breaks. Just happens. It happens every time. The car engine light comes on. All of a sudden, things that you need are just breaking around the house. That's just how it works. As soon as you start concentrating on money, and that's okay. You know what? The test is this, and this is the thing. Here's the test. Do you need it, or do you want it? Right? Do you need it, or do you want it? Oh, 5G is when they put thoughts in your head. 4G was just reading the thoughts. 5G is when they can put thoughts in. And the truth is, you don't. More often than not, you don't. Like, for example, I always tell the story about my teapot, right? We're hardcore gazelle intensity, getting out of debt, and our teapot broke. Instinctually, it's like, because this is how you get into debt. Instinctually, like, well, we need a teapot. Let's go buy one. And then, but because we're gazelle intensity, there was no money in the budget for a teapot. Just wasn't there. We never budgeted it. We don't have it. It's not there. So what did we do? We used the stove. We warmed up water in a pot on the stove because it worked just fine. Thank you. It's, yeah, you get very, very budget. You get very, very linear. Remember, here's one of the most important things, shenanigans, is you both do need an allowance. You both need an allowance for a long, long, long time. To this very day, I have had an allowance of $60 a month. That's what I'm allowed to spend. That's my spending money for me, is $60 per month. You think that you should budget down to zero and that nobody should get anything to spend. You'll literally go insane. You have to have that little bit of money, even the little teeny tiny little bit of money like that, which is plenty. Just to kind of say, well, I want a, I don't know, movie, or I want a whatever. You can, because you have your $60. That's my budget. Don't feel bad. I spent weeks hunting the top of the line TV, playing my PS5. It's 120 FPS. And you've done it to 120 twice. I know. I feel the same way. That you got, you have all this potential, and then you play Minecraft. Like, they're on Minecraft, but I got a 3060 Ti in here. You know what I mean? I should be doing fancy stuff. Let's do this thing. Let's play Looker. I'm gonna capture the display. I'm gonna give you guys some sound, just because I'm kind like that. Push pause. Share my screen. What do we got? Apparently I did use my Stream Deck. My thumb goes for those buttons all the time. I better get that thing programmed before too long. All right, here we go. So this is called The Looker. I don't know where to put my face. We'll keep it in the top corner for now. Click here to begin. I don't know much about this, but so far it's pretty good. Tip: this game contains many literary allusions. Without a broad classical education, it will seem stupid. Well then, Ransom, I'm going to need you. Okay, you got to explain all this stuff. Tip: if you want to succeed in the game industry, ape a developer's cherished creation. This is based on the Witness. That's why that's a joke. Tip: brush the shift key to walk faster. Hey, that actually is a tip. That's pretty good. Right click to exit a puzzle. That'll be helpful. Okay. Left click while up close to a puzzle to perform a glory kill. Press the double Arabian front flip button to do a double Arabian front flip. Oh, is that? Yeah, no, that was good. Thank you for doing that. That's it. Yep. I will. Is it there? Or did I mess that up? Okay, here we go. Let's go. Begin. I have no idea what's about to happen. You don't have an idea what's about to happen. All you know is that it was on a list of weird games. And that's all that matters. I don't hear any sounds, though. I don't like no music or anything. There we go. There we go. We're in what looks like a tube of sorts. Oh! You know what? Hey, Bob Master Vince. Am I gonna need your help later? Okay, thank you. You stick around, man. I'll take it. I'm gonna go backwards. Because, you know, it's an indie game. It's humorous. Therefore, if I go backwards, could that be any louder? Hey! Click and drag the mouse to draw on the screen. Okay. I got health. Solve to delete save file. Oh, no. That's really loud. Let's get out of here. Dude, that was so loud. Yeah, that was loud for me too. All right, there we go. So click to draw on screen. Start, and we did it. I'm the best. So if you guys recognize this now? This isn't that game. Just so you know, this isn't The Witness. This is a game based on The Witness. So apparently you gotta like really think outside the box on this one, because it's got like, you can do crazy stuff and you gotta be kind of smart, get into their head. Because I remember watching a video on The Witness. I think I saw Donkey. I think Donkey was the one playing The Witness. And it was really funny. He was laughing about it. All right. Should we play lo-fi in the background? I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't. Don't exactly know where I'm supposed to go. Do not come in. Thanks for understanding. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. I know what to do. Scratch out the knot, right? Did that work? Oh, you can't scratch it out. Okay. Never mind. I think I might be overthinking it. Let's just keep trying some stuff. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. What are you? A hint! There's a hint button.
You can do it.
Thanks, game.
I believe in you.
That's not a hint, game. That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, look, one of them. Okay. All right. This is fairly self-explanatory. I mean, I'd explain it to you guys, but it's so obvious I don't need to. Surely there's... Hey, there's a puzzle. Let's go solve that. All right, here we go. Do 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 do. Yeah. Easy peasy. See, you don't have to go through the puzzle. I'm thinking outside the box. I'm a creative thinker. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of game this is. You gotta think outside the box. Oh, hello. All right. Let's go up there. Hello? How do I get in there? This guy is terrible at jumping. Look at how high this jump. That is a terrible jump. Okay, well, I can't go in there. Bob is my hint button. All right, that's good. Thanks, Bob. What would I do without you? Oh man, do I ever like iced tea with lemonade in it? Probably more than I should. All right, okay, we're back in here now. Nope. That went into the ground now. Help! I don't know what to do. How can I be lost already? I just started. Oh, there's a puzzle. We'll do that one. Ta-da! Ooh!
Kubla Khan received an ornate letter signed by Marco Polo. In Madrid, city of lost things, no item remains where it was set. If one drops his key in the dirt, he may never re-enter his home, and even if he manages to stoop and recover the key, he may rise to find a tulip garden where his house once stood.
Oh.
In complementary fashion, things lost by others are forever turning up. A pocket watch on a coffee table, a fond memory in your recollection. I even know of a prince who turned up in a prison cell. When he appealed to the guards for his release, he failed to find the crown on his head, and when he was asked his name, he searched his thoughts, but could not find it. Indeed, the only hope now for the release of this prince of Spain is for you to send back 300 ducats for his release. Of course, he will reward you handsomely.
This is probably true, though.
Yours truly, Marco. Kubla Khan cocked an eyebrow and declared before his court, "Hey everyone, looks like we're about to get ripped off by the guy who traded gold for paper." The court erupted in booming laughter. Italo Calvino, Invisible Cities 2, this time it's visible.
Thanks, bud. Okay. Why do I feel like I'm gonna get this wrong? Don't think too hard, Dragon. Oh, okay, good. All right. Da-da. Da-da. Cool. Easy schmeezy. And where are we going now? Oh. Can't really draw on anything here. Okay, I think I have to light all of them up. Let's follow this. See where it goes. It goes into the chessboard. Do I draw on there? I bet I need to draw on something. That's not it. No. Because if it goes straight to the chessboard, does that mean there's something coming out of the chessboard? I don't see anything coming out of the chessboard. All right, let's follow the other one. Just because I has the dumb. And that's the door. Okay. Hey, a hint button.
Go on, get... Don't look at me.
What?
Can you hear me? I'm nothing but a rusty chunk of steel. You don't want nothing to do with me.
No, I do, buddy. Help me out.
All right. I'll tell you my story.
I want a
It was
doorbell
June
that does
8th,
this. Go on,
1947,
get.
Gray morning, slightly foggy. I had my own practice then, and I was living higher than a cosmonaut on a stepladder. My hints were subtle too, real subtle. Back then, they said, good old hint button. His hints could steal
All
the
right.
tail off a weasel. Then they tossed me in the can. No, what, no, why, no, how. Those were the mean times. When all the common sense in the world won't make a nickel to buy you a black coffee. I used a rope to tie my pants and pants to tie my shoes. I made do the way a man does. Until one day, after stealing the socks off a fireplace, I caught my own look in a puddle of bootleg rye and realized I had to do what I'd never done before. I gave myself a hint. So that's me. I was nothing but a downtown crumb who dreamed of being a whole sandwich. Now I'm just another sloppy Joe. Come back when you got something.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Rope to tie my pants, pants to tie my shoes. I may not forget that forever. I know that you bump into a guy with that voice. You know you're in for something. All right, are we going in here? Is that all I can do is draw? Is there any other look velocity? Look velocity. Yeah, that's all I can do is draw. All right. This is disappointing. I don't know what to do now. Like, it's just an environment. Okay, where do you go? Okay, where do you go? Over here. Through there. Down there. Oh, there's a door. We try the door? Probably can't try the door. Let me in. I will jump very short at you. Oh, there's something. All right, I've seen this in the video games. You like this? Ta-da! Good thing I watch tons of YouTube. Oh, well, hello. Uh-oh. Start. And oh, I'm so smart. Look at me, what I did. Oh. I did it. I'm smart. Come on. This one they're actually gonna make me do. Unless I can do cheat it again. Can I cheese it again? No. We'll just go by instinct. Now it's got to fill it in. There you go. And fill it in, and then fill it in. Good, we did it. What do you want from me? Oh, there we go. You gotta touch it all. Okay, there we go. That, see, I'm good. I don't know why, but I'm like instinctually good at mazes. For whatever reason, it's a thing that I can do. Alright, now I gotta find the end. Am I the end? Maybe the end is me. Maybe I've been the end all along. What can I draw on? Let's see. Can't go that way. What? Hold on, what?
Beep. 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 Beep.
That's such just said beep.
You're right there. I mean, beep. Beep. Beep.
I'm trying.
Beep.
What?
Beep.
I'm good. Yeah.
Beep.
Okay.
Beep. Beep.
What?
Beep. Beep.
Stop
Beep.
it. All right, making me sad.
Beep. Beep.
Oh man.
Beep.
All right. All right. All right.
Beep.
This way?
Beep.
Nope. That is definitely not the right way. Let's go this way.
Beep. Come on. Beep.
What?
Beep. Beep.
Ah. Well, it's got to be down here. I've used it all.
Beep. Beep. Beep.
Okay.
Beep. Beep.
Stop crying. I made him cry. Yo, so I threw my phone at my cat's area to scare it. As long story short, that's why I haven't been here. Did you break your phone, Chovy?
Beep.
Yeah. Hey, we did it, people. That's what matters. All right, so start. Whoop, start. And I did it. Hey, now we're setting it off. We're doing good now. What are you?
Through many births, I have wandered on and on, searching for, but never finding, a better deal than 0% APR on certified pre-owned vehicles. For trucks tougher than a drunk Marine, come to Mike's Pre-Owned, where we do the things that get things done.
Dude, this game is the best. I'm going to Mike's Pre-Owned for trucks tougher than a Marine. All right. I think this is the one I was following. Yep. Okay, we got two. Or do we? Yeah? No? Yes, we do. Let's go find that one. Let's go. We got to follow this one again. It goes to the chess table. That's got... Okay, what am I doing wrong here? I know it's a chessboard. Anything on here I'm supposed to be doing? Like, maybe I'm supposed to, like, solve the puzzle? You know, it's a... So how is archaeology? All right, I don't think I quite know what to do yet. You think it would be the book, right? It makes sense that you'd have to write in the book. But you don't. Okay, we'll have to come back to that. We'll figure that one out. What are you? Oh, I already looked at you. What are you? You gotta solve the yellow thing. Ah, man. Yeah, apparently it was kind of a surprise. I'm okay with that, though. Like, it's pretty cool.
Whoa!
Come on. Nope, can't even make that jump. How lame. If you can draw on something, you can do something with it. Maybe you should go back to that door. All right, shall do. See, that's what I thought. This one here, right? I thought you just cross out not. Because you can't draw on any of the words. So it kind of makes me like do not come in. That's what it wants me to do. How about just come in? What? Help, Chovy, you're smart. Stop, do not come in. Thank you for your understanding. So what would a smart person do if they were me? Probably color in all the circles. That's what I thought. Like, just do this, right? Cross out not. That's not it. It won't even let me touch the words. So that can't be it. It's got to be a connecting thing. Should we just cover the whole thing? Because that way, whatever you had to connect, you'll connect. There we go. Pretty. Making it red. Everything's red. I don't think this is helping. Oh, I did something! Absolutely. What did I do? Oh, I connected the S and the E. Is that what I did? Tam, have a good one. Have a great day, Tam. Yeah, exactly. Hi there, bud. All right, can't draw on you. Oh, goody. And it's bleeding. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think I need to do like a lot of blood. Like connect it all. Are they touching at any point? Yeah, they are. Okay, ready? I'm technically drawing. We're gonna walk slowly. I hate jump scares. Do not jump. It wasn't 5 seconds ago. Now there's a ghost. And I have a gun. What? Okay, you can't shoot ghosts. I feel like it's a shotgun. I've only got 2 shots. Oh, why is it spooky? Hello? Ah! Red thing! Dude! Hello? Can't even do ladders. I'm the worst. Yo! It's Little Spark. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. That's a Sparkle raid coming in. How you doing, my friend? What have you been up to today? What's going down? What were you? Let's see what you're doing. How it doesn't say yet. We'll find out though. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the XtianNinja Channel. We're here building community and taking care of people and helping Christian content creators to get better. We do it all here. We're just doing everything. Except what we don't do is we don't sing. So you got to go to this little Spark for that. We also don't play PvP here. So you got to go to Spark for that. Actually, you should just go to Spark. Just watch her channel instead. She's just better than me. How are you? Red Mark 7, checked out Apex. Nice. What's in Mark 7? Probably some good stuff, I would think. It's all good. And in the words of Reverend Lovejoy, it's all good. In case you're wondering what we're doing here, we are we're playing a game called The Looker, which is a parody of The Witness. So if you know what The Witness is, you'll know what The Looker is. Pure in heart, Jesus parables. I had to look it up. I'd have to look it up. My brain is not working. But cool. I'm glad you guys did that. That's cool. Do you do Bible stuff every time? So this is not a spooky game, or at least it wasn't 5 minutes ago, okay? So all it was a puzzle game. Now it's spooky. You're in chapter 8. Oh, that's so cool. Good for you. I've often wondered, like, as a viewer, like on the other side of the screen, do you want to go from Devo to Devo to Devo to Devo to Devo? You know, like in a raid train or whatever. But in truth, why not? As long as they're heartfelt and why not? Okay, I don't exactly know what I'm doing. I can only touch things I can draw on. That's the game here. I love this. It's all about discussion, right? Like my channel, heavy in discussion, heavy in concept, heavy in like talking about heart stuff, right? I just did a whole thing on mentorees and how to build relationships in your life and stuff like that because we love talking, right? Those questions are great. The trick behind the heavy questions is to approach them with humility and not assume you know what you're talking about and just kind of go, this is the best I can do.
Imagine gravity is fractal, because light is just a wave and gravity is just a wave. So imagine there's a big piece of glass that splits up gravity like a prism, so that there's like blue gravity and yellow gravity, and then somebody gets hit by the red gravity, and it makes them super heavy, so they have super strength, but like they're also really slow. And another guy gets hit by microwave gravity, so he's trying to zap everybody, and just when he's about to zap the main guy, we see a lady come out, and she turns out to be Ultraviolet Girl, and she has super speed, so she beats him. And it, like, also gave her giant cans. Thomas Pynchon, Gravity's Rainbow.
That's fantastic. Basically said, let's look at together. One tough question was women not belonging in teaching positions in the church. That is a rough one. I mean, it's that a lot of these come down to the question of, do I believe that my opinion is more important than God's revelation? Do I believe that when God says something like that we have the right to change it based on our culture? And do I believe that if God says something that I disagree with, that it's my opinion that needs to change? That's what it comes down to. You go looking for that stuff, you study it up, you look really, really careful. But if the beginning of it isn't, I'm looking to see what God says, not I'm looking to make the Bible say what I already think. Well, let me read that. Came down to a heart issue, right? Do you not want to have a woman in a position that God can use her, which is over this person? It's not up to us. That's the question, right? The question is, does God get to orient his church in the way that he wants to orient his church, or do we build it based on what we think is right? And if there's no suitable man, does that mean that you automatically get to say to God, because you didn't give us a man, we've decided we're going to pick whoever we want? That's dangerous. So, but yeah, I'm glad you stepped into it, because it's not easy to do. I'd love to have that talk sometime, but it's tough because a lot of people just don't want to. Well, that's the thing. They're not approaching it with the, what does God say, and I better conform myself to his will. They're approaching it to, I'm mad at God because God doesn't hold my opinion. I'm mad at God because he's so sexist. I'm mad at every author of the Bible because they were men. Men are fundamentally sexist. Therefore, the Bible is fundamentally sexist, which is why you can't believe it. Actually, I'm going to believe some of it because I really like that Jesus guy because he really liked women. So I'm going to listen to what he says, but I'm only going to listen to the parts that he says that I like because otherwise, that like that's not how you approach Bibles.
That's very original.
I have to be pretty now?
It just needs more red, I think.
Okay.
Having paint at the edge of the canvas makes you look desperate. Try again.
Okay.
I like it, but it's also kind of too red.
Bye.
No, try putting some more loops on it.
Speaking of submission to the voice of someone telling me what to do.
Could you, draw less?
This must be what it must be like to be one of my children. It sounds like me. Hey, we did it. That's so funny. I'm gonna go down this hallway first. Yeah, we'll come back through that door later. Because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be up here. Because there's like a tube. Yep, we did it. What are you? Alright. Pretty. I love that he made an actual environment. That's pretty cool. Solar panel? Thingy answer? Okay, alright.
The notion of two realities is uncomfortable, and in recent decades a genuine effort has been made to find the link between quantum and classical, so that we can have a single reality whose laws and rules are united at some deeper level. This brings us back to prayers. Let's say that a prayer is a classical event, or feels like one. You, a unique individual, have a particular request, which you voice in words that no one else is speaking at that instant. What if this classical event gets processed at a non-local level? The notion isn't far-fetched, because it seems that the mind-body link does consist of fluctuations at the quantum level. If this is so, then any thought, not just a prayer, has quantum implications. Deepak Chopra, A Spiritual Mystery. Does God Listen to Prayers? Part 2.
God listens to prayers on a quantum level. Alright. I'm into it. I'll take it. Why not? Who are you to say no? Some kind of prayer physicist? Oh, Stream Elements is super broken right now. Alright. Alright. I'm waiting for another jump scare now. I'm so paranoid that we're gonna get another jump scare. Yeah, somebody hit verse of the day on mine and it came up like 8 times. Uh-oh. Ah-ha-ha! Grandpa fingers. Big old fat sausage fingers. If I go down these stairs... Okay,